Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. This is for Tuesday, May the 20th. Please like, subscribe, and share. Well, Dougie 3 is busting his busting his butt at the pub there, and he's talking to himself, keeping his orders together. Belle's talking to him. She's like, well, do you know where Roman and Kate are? And he said, well, yeah, they took off to the hospital because of Philip. He was badly beaten or something. Belle's trying to get a bunch of information from him, but Dougie says, I don't really know, just what they said in fleeting. So she's going to head to the hospital in a little bit. He's bussing tables and waiting on people, and in walks Julie, and of course she's full of hate anymore toward him. And she tells him, what are you doing here? It doesn't surprise me you're taking advantage of Roman. And he tells her he's working to save every penny to buy that necklace back. And she's like, Melinda sold it. Nobody knows where it is. Who are you going to buy it from? You can't fix this. He said, I'm going to fix it, Julie. I'm going to make it right. And she said, you can't. Just get out of my life. And then Belle and Sean walked over. Is everything okay over here? Sean always got to have his nose in some. So they said, no, everything's okay. Sean and Belle have been a great support system to each other. Of course, they were married for years, so they absolutely do care about each other. But let's not forget Belle belongs to our boy EJ now. So Leo's telling Chad about it. I've got two stories. I don't know which one to run with. And Chad says, well, we're going to do them both. And one of them is who beat up Philip and why. And Chad said, I've got an idea. And he said, I'll let you know if it pans out. So he also tells Leo, hey, you're doing a great job, Leo. And I just wanted you to know because I think when people do a great job, it's great. And, when somebody wants to turn over a new leaf, you should always let them. And I thought, that's good advice, Chadster. So, I love Leo and I love Chad. I just hate that Chad's going to be going off the show by the end of the year anyway. So, EJ summons Paulina to come to his house. And she came. And he's like, he wants her to help Chanel and Johnny forgive him because he thinks it would be very healing to Johnny and to help him think he would be a good father if he could just work things out with him. But, Paulina's like, I don't blame him for it. I mean, she's just in witch mode, so it doesn't appear she's going to help him any. She did tell him that they had reunited and were back living under the same roof now, so he was glad to hear that. And, no, she's not going to help him. She's just in a witch mood. Speaking of witches, so JJ comes over to question Gabi and Javi Hip Hoppy about Xander, if there'd been any friction at work, and they said no, they really think Xander did it, and they're tracking down evidence on Xander, man. Once they see his hand, he's going down. He's going down in the big house with the clowns. So they're talking, and Javi Hip Hoppy is just had it with Gabi because she treats him like he is a slave. Well, this is the first look of the grown-up Ari, a very lovely young girl. And she comes in, of course, Gabi's great, so happy to see her. And she's talking about, I'm sorry I'm so late, since I got stranded at the airport. And she's like, Javi Hip Hoppy, you told me that her plane wouldn't be until 4, and what have you done? You left her sitting at the airport stranded. And Javi Hip Hoppy said, what did he say in his defense? I don't know. Oh, she said, you had one job, Javi Hip Hoppy. And he said, one job? I have a million jobs I do for you, but I only get one paycheck. Because he's fed up with her. And so she ends up telling her daughter, that shouldn't have happened. So she ends up firing Javi Hip Hoppy, telling him, I'm just sick of you and your incompetence. He's like, whoa, there he is with this little cute face. You're sick of me. He's like, you can't fire me because I quit. And he just turns around and leaves. So JJ says, welcome home, Ari, and I'll see you all later. And Ariana just jumped on Gabi after they all left. What are you doing talking to him like that? And she told her, didn't you get my text? My flight was canceled due to the rain. So you just yelled at Javi Javi Hip Hoppy for no reason, something he didn't do. Anyway, he's drowning his tears, but his boy Leo finds him. And we find out the reason he left the fire department is because he trusted somebody about his gayness, and he outed him. And, he got teased and, what's the word? Harassed. So, he had a little tear or two. I've really grown to like Javi Javi Hip Hoppy. I think he's kind of cute. Look at that little face. He's just so cute. And he's just kind of roll with the flow with Leo. I think they make a good couple. I hope they leave them alone. They don't leave any couples alone. Let them have any kind of bliss. So when Chad left Leo, he said, I got to go check out something. He's going to ask EJ if he beat up Philip or had him beat up. And that's where he went, and he asked him, and he just like, oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Hope he's okay. And he's like, no, Chad, I had nothing to do with it. And he's like, okay, I believe you. And then they're just joking around a little bit. And he's like, did you go on your date with Kat yet? And he said, no, not yet. And he's like, well, what are you waiting for? A proper venue. He said, no, we're gonna go skydiving. He's like, skydiving? And he's like, yeah, but I'm afraid of heights. He said, I'm afraid of heights and clowns. And EJ said, well, I was aware of the clown situation, but I didn't realize you were afraid of heights too. So they just kind of, brothered around, and I really liked to see it. It was sweet. I almost wish they would recast Chad if he's going to leave anyway. Thanks for watching. That's a wrap for Tuesday, May 20th. Thanks for watching.